It's so easy to get wrapped up in the world of how am I marketing myself? What are the videos that I'm sharing? What does the algorithm need me to say in order for me to get in front of more people? Generally speaking, there is an element of YouTube that at some point in time when you are creating content, you will get tired of talking about the same things over and over again, and yet that is what you need to do in order to continue selling a similar product. Personally, I want to die at the thought of that. How do you balance the algorithm with like who you are as a person that isn't locked into just talking about human design, just talking about video? How do you talk about motherhood and these other things? I recently hired a YouTube coach for $500 for an hour just to talk through this question of feeling like I am out of alignment with the message that I'm sharing. I don't feel connected to the message that I'm sharing anymore. Do I start a new channel? That does not feel right to me. I've put a lot of effort into this channel and I'm still the video girl. Like I still very much value video as a subject, and this concept of the video is spiritual teacher, right? Everything that I've shared up until this point, there is wisdom there. So I'm not ready to completely leave it behind. From a human design standpoint, because I do everything according to my human design, I am a non-energy type. So I have limited access to energy and I feel it. It's all about experimentation. So because I'm a new mom and I have limited energy, I don't want to manage two channels. Like I want to have one channel. One of the things that he said to me that I want to share with you and pass to you today, while I have 60,000 subscribers and it might feel like a lot based on the journey that I've been on up until this point, it might be a drop in the bucket once I have 300,000. When I reflected this comment to one of my friends who is a Gene Keys expert and I was doing a session with her, she asked me the question,
there's some authentic really pull to preserving that video audience and honoring them very differently. I think there's like a conversation to be had around that. If the main theme is like, oh, I'm afraid I'm gonna alienate people, but you feel like you're being called to a different but complementary direction anyway, I would say think about how you might be just like limiting yourself there.
When I really tap into this question, I am absolutely terrified. I am the sole provider for my family. So this concept of money is a big one for me. You know, I did this whole thing where I was like, I'm gonna change everything. Like, why am I doing that? I am having this divine intervention that is saying, hey, Amanda, go a different way. And I've been hearing this voice for 2 years. Share differently. I know I'm on the right path and I am like really allowing that to be the case, like feeling that, but it's just, I'm just sitting in the fear of like, what if it doesn't go right, you know? Behind the scenes, I have a blank mind, like it's mush. I am currently weaning from breastfeeding. I feel like I have just a rush of hormones going through my body. I'm dealing with the mess of motherhood. I don't know what to create. Every time I sit down to create, I'm conflicted of, do I talk about this video side of business? Do I talk about human design? Are people gonna feel alienated if I go talk about this? But then the invitations keep coming in to talk about this stuff. Oh my gosh. So this is the part of the video where I wanna stop and I wanna say, I should just start over because this video makes absolutely no sense. But I'm not gonna do that because I need to create a new method that is easy to create. And I know there's YouTubers out there that have no freaking idea how to create a video. They sit down and they film it and they just sit there in their t-shirt and rant, right? And they have like 1.3 million subscribers. So like, can I just do that? Can I just figure out a method that works for me that allows me to film a video in 15 minutes instead of an hour? If I don't film this week, I don't have videos for basically like I'll miss like at least 4 weeks because I can't.
Okay, life sucks. So what? You don't get a video out. Seriously.
All right,
Look,
cool.
Here's the guy that hasn't hasn't put out a video since the beginning of the month. I feel you. I totally get that.
Like this last week, I put in a ton of work into creating videos, or to like making like a very like different style video. And then I sent it to 2 people for notes and they're like, I don't see the point of this video. Like, now I don't know if I want to hit release on it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you should completely restructure it. And so I keep getting into this like loop of like, now I'm not releasing content when I used to be so consistent because of that transition of trying to find a new way.
the 28, right? It's like I was reflecting with the YouTube coach yesterday, and like he doesn't know human design, and so he like struggles to like give advice, you know? Like it's like no one, and this is the whole thing that I'm talking about. It's like I want to have a space for people that are processing things that there's really not anyone out there to process it because you're on the forefront trying to figure it out. It's like I climbed to the top of the video marketing business. You know, I had like top clients that were dream clients, and I was like, I don't want this. Burn it all down, you know, stop that income source and move on to the next thing. And then with the course business, you know, it's like I got to the end of 2020 and like had a successful online course and it felt really good, but then it wasn't in alignment with my energy. And so I'm like, it doesn't matter that I'm not gonna, like, if it doesn't align with me, burn it down. You know what I mean? Like go the evergreen route, even if it's not going to be as successful, you know? And then now it's like video versus human design and whatnot. And it's like, I think that's what is attractive, like life's work. If my thing is to roll the dice and be that gambler, if I'm not doing it, then I'm not an attractive being. You know, like it's not like it's not working. So like why hold on to something that's like not working? When I look into my past and I look at how I rolled the dice and how I completely passed off my, you know, clients to another subcontractor and whatnot, it's like it didn't have to be so hard if I did it differently. But I chose the hard path. And I think that there is a way to like, so I'm kind of, that's the thing that's like interesting. It's like a full send energy, like the totality of it. Like maybe there's some healing that needs to happen there because I've been in that totality and I know what it's like to be in the depth of despair, you know, like over and over again. I just live there. You know?
Oh, I get it. I really do. Really do.
Now I have a baby and I'm the one providing for the family right now too. And it's like that's the thing that's like so real that if I go totally all in on this, I'm no longer just myself.
I was in a similar situation and I brought my husband home from work while I was a content creator. And so that like weight on the shoulders is like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And then what are we going to do? The more that I held on really, really tight, the harder it was. So I just recently went biking down Mount Haleakala in Hawaii. There was 28 switchbacks back and forth. And basically, when you do a switchback, the tighter you hold, the more dangerous it is. When you hold on really tight, you actually start to have, you start to shake, and then the bike go out of control. And so you're supposed to just breathe and lean into it, and then look at where you're coming out of the curve. And right now you're in a curve. And so you just have to look out to the end of the curve and just breathe into it, because you have proof that you've come through hard things. You have proof that you've done this in the past. And so just look to outside the curve, breathe into it, and release anything that you don't need, because the tighter you hold on with that fear, the harder it's going to be.
Become comfortable with the uncomfortable. This is a lesson that I have been integrating into my life for years. And this is the most uncomfortable that I have felt. I feel that I'm about to ruin myself online. And the reality is, probably no one cares, and my audience actually is in support of whatever I want to do. Who knows? But to me, it's terrifying. Where in your life do you need to release control and trust? If you're not there yet, you're not ready to take the leap, subscribe to this channel and follow my journey as I do. And if you want someone to talk to as you go on this journey, I am more than happy to do that. We can definitely dive into the divine side of it and how that shows up in your practical everyday life and sitting in that fear of making this leap for yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, whatever it may be.